A lot of people believe the Gary Thibodeau conviction was based on nothing more than a series and accusations that were never proven correct, made by the Oswego County Sheriff's Office, the District Attorney's Office, and 2 convicted felons' fraudulent testimony. It is notable to say convicted felons are not allowed to serve on any jury, but yet the testimony of jailhouse snitches Donald Dodd used in a multitude of cases in Oz. These felons' testimony are presented to a jury. It is also notable to say the Assistant District Attorney Donald Dodd attempted to portray Gary and his wife Sharon as criminals and liars over old minor convictions. But at the same time, Donald Dodd wants you to believe 2 men who were incarcerated when they were asked to testify were honest, law-abiding citizens who were only performing their civic duties, but turn a blind eye to the fact they were incarcerated when they testified. One can draw their own conclusion. An eye for an eye, or one hand wash the other. What real evidence was there? Well, absolutely none. Their so-called investigation was a witch hunt. Our law enforcement's motto is to protect and to serve. But the Oz sheriffs were determined to put anyone on trial to silence their outright neglect, allowing an officer to expose confidential informant on several occasions, even if they did it inside of known drug facilities. All the sheriffs did was cover up their own incompetence. One fact based on the department's own documentation from their own personnel. The departments, both the sheriff's and the district attorney's office, knew Gary was home the evening of April 4th, 1994. Yet they put a witness on trial that committed perjury under oath claiming they had seen Gary in Massachusetts in his Cadillac. At the very same time, a sheriff department witnessed Gary home at his residence. This made Gary the only person in history who was at 2 places at the same exact time. By Baldessaro testimony, the path he claims Gary Thibodeau took after he kidnapped Allen made Gary and his brother Richard's van traveling at NASCAR speeds, being the world's fastest kidnappers. The snitch's testimony is scientifically impossible. Why has no one in over 30 years been held accountable for presenting illegal and false testimony that they willingly used knowing it was a lie? Many, including reporters, witnessed at the 1994 trial of Gary Thibodeau, the jury napping at various times throughout the trial. Upon deliberation, the very first thing they deliberated was requesting pizza and a case of beer. Dodd made the public believe there were more witnesses that lived in fear and would not come forward until Gary Thibodeau was put away. In reality, there are no other citizens in Oz, and there never were. Just like Dodd's mystery shoppers, he made the public and jury believe Gary hired a mystery lookalike to make their way through us paying his bills, but never did any mystery lookalike ever testify to this. Based on the evidence, which was none at all, thousands upon thousands believe an innocent man's life was taken. Gary fought the remainder of his life to prove his innocence. He died in state prison. Sheriff Nellis once said we got the right ones. Not yet they haven't. None that were involved in botching Gary's case, lie about Allen, or exposing her as a confidential informant in a drug bar have ever been held accountable for their actions. Those who took her have never faced prosecution. Tampered files psychics, mystery shoppers. When one theory did not work, Dodd added his theory that never proved to be correct. 30 years have passed due to the sheriff's inability to do a proper investigation and the district attorney lying to simply gain convictions. 18-year-old confidential informant Heidi Allen has never been found. The Allen family ordeal will continue in large part because there has never been a real effort and will never be an effort made in Oz by the sheriffs to find Allen or the truly guilty parties who are fully responsible for kidnapping Heidi Allen. There will be a day when it's done right, all responsible will be held accountable. Because in this country with no integrity, there is no accountability.